Yeah, but now we're good. How's it going? Happy to see everybody here. We think of a really awesome Bargello going on. I just had taken 2 rows off to pin because there's going to be a lot of pinning today and a lot of seams. It's okay, I got this. I know I got my favorite pin cushion here. Hello, Jennifer from North Alabama. Thank you, Vicky. It is looking really good. I'm actually kind of impressed. Like, I made that. Woohoo! It's kind of how I felt with the red and gray quilt too. I was like, wait a second. You know, when you take a look at it after a while and you go, like, holy moly, I made that, man. That looks really, really cool. So, hello, Steph and Sharon and Denise and Lois and Heather and Nancy and Carol and Tina and Angie. I'm going to try and move this. I don't know. Hopefully, I won't get it in the way. Oh, no. I see the keyboard's in the way. We don't want that. Oh, maybe I could turn the kit. There we go. There. That's a bit better. YouTube froze. Blah. Hello, Cindy. I'm very happy with it. It's turning out really well. So I have everything cut and far more than the 32 rows that I have on here. At least that, to my understanding, I have more than 32. We'll count it at the end and we'll figure it out. I just used up everything. Wherever I even got a one, the very end one over here is only 3/4 of an inch. So I'm thinking maybe that wasn't the wisest choice to end off on that one, but we'll see. Maybe with the border it won't look so minuscule or something. Thank you, Teresa. Hello, Pat. Hello, Quilting Wade. Hello, Kamsu. Is this how you say Kamsu from Brazil? Big hugs. Big, big hugs. Meet my friend for a quilt show and... Oh, well, thank you. I feel very honored. I really do. You guys humble me. Like, I'm just so tickled pink. Diana from Oregon. Sorry, I called you Quilting Wade, and I should have called you Diana. Hello, Elizabeth. I love the colors. I love the colors. I guess one of these colors is showing up as blue. Is it this one? Because it's really not. It's green. I can show it up on the small camera. I was trying to think of what else was showing up blue because someone said, oh, I love the blue and the yellow. And I'm like, blue? Blue and I thought it was yellow and gold. What am I missing here? There's Pop Cam. The quilt behind Pop in the Pop Cam is my very first Craftsy kit that I got on sale. Remember I told you I bought 5 kits and you've seen a couple of them. That was one. It was my first thing at paper piecing besides a little bit of, you know, little projects for a quilt for my niece that I did in the August before. So anyway, so it was really intense. I was working a few jobs at the time and just getting started at the shop here. And I don't think we had Walt yet, but he was coming. And yeah, it turned out okay. Of course, when you look at it later, there's always things you'd rather tweak. But really, in the overall, I love it. I think it turned out well. But I don't want to put it back on the long arm. So there's some spots I think I should just quilt just a little bit. It looks really good. I love it. It's one of my favorite ones. I think it's called Gemstar or Gemstone or something like that. Hello, Liz. Hello, Helen. Hello, Wanda. All right, so if anybody wanted to know, this is a free pattern. It's called Serenity Bargello and designed by Patty Carey of northcott.net. But the reason why it's called Serenity is the fabrics that are chosen are Serenity fabrics. Anyway, so you can do whatever you like, but here, it just helps you get your strips and how to line them up and make the tubes and cut and so on and so forth. So it says 12, you know I did 14 because I added that poppy yellow, this poppy yellow right here, and then I added this little bit of gold as well. So I didn't want to take anything away from my collection of my greens, so I just added 2 more. I didn't really see the harm in it, you know, I really didn't. So, and I don't think it doesn't do it any harm. Did you add brown and pink? to the, yes, I did. It does look bigger. I will show you in a moment. I thought, you know what? I don't really want to go back and do the red and the gray anymore. So I thought, what a way to symbolize, because I'm going to give some of these away, will symbolize what I did in those projects and how I can remember them. So I'm going to do a couple of baskets for the quilt shop here, and I'm going to make them a little bit bigger. I will add green and like these colors to the top of this, and that's probably where I'll stop on this one. And then for the next few, I'll add those little bits together and make something different. So that way I have a memory of it. So when the bear paw quilt disappears, I can look at this and remember all the, you know, work and fun we had in it. And, you know, if the gray and red one happens to disappear, then I don't know, it's just like a memory basket. Does that make any sense? Thanks. So yes, here it is. I'm going to build it up a little bit because I want to be able to put things in it, right? Like I want to be able to hold things nicer than my buckets, I guess, in the quilt shop. So, but yeah, so I just added a bunch, and the pink and the brown, just kind of and left the end a bit so I can add the green and the yellow and the brown and so on and so forth. So it's getting there. I said, it looks like a great little baby basket, doesn't it? Or like, because I like the way it's kind of coming out a little bit, you know? Hello from Wales, UK. That's actually where my family's from. Yeah, like my roots. That's where we hang. That's where we're from. So gangster like. Welcome, Angel. Aw, thank you very much. We're having a great, I love this. When I was thinking of it earlier in the week, I thought, you know what? I'm going to take a bunch of scraps and just add on to it and see what comes out. You know, you never know until you try something. So, thank you. And like I said, put the little, I'll probably do 1 or 2 rounds with green-ish, these bitsy bobs, and then make that little space for the handle so it's a good size. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want it too monstrosity. Be a wicked hat, though, don't you think? Like Halloween costume or, you know, whatever. I'm sure you could think of something. It's really awesome. But hello. Yeah, I'm sorry. Everything can be a hat or a clock, let me tell you. Yeah, and this is a pretty way for storage, you know what I mean? So I wanted to show you a little adventure that I went on. It was a little while ago, but it's Bibles for Mission. It's a secondhand store, like, you know, your Salvation Army or your, I don't know, you know what I mean. You're in secondhand stores, okay? So walking through the sheets and linen sort of section, you always get ideas, because I was looking for handkerchiefs or handkerchiefs, depending on where you say you're from, and as well as like table runners or something that I could quilt up and practice on the long arm, right? Or unique idea, design, so on and so forth. So in this little rack, I found, and I left the price tag on it, so you didn't think I was lying to you. This was $2, okay? And it's a panel. And I showed it to Munchkin because he was with me at the time, because we were headed to Len's Mills, and right next to it is the Bibles for Mission. And I thought, oh my gosh, $2? Are you kidding me? We were just at Len's Mills, and this would have been like $20 to buy, right? So, and I thought, oh, isn't that awesome? So I go flipping through the sheets, and it says 2. Here, where's the tag? Oh, it's in there. So don't think I'm lying. It says $2. Or is the light too bright? Anyways, it's $2. I wouldn't lie to you. So I go flipping through the sheets and stuff, and then lo and behold is this massive chunk of matching fabric for $5. So $7, I got myself a quilt top, and it's not going to take very long to do really big chunks of borders with this. But I guess my next question is, what couple colors do I add to this to make it pop? Like, is it orange and yellow, or is it like the light green and orange, or yellow, or what? I don't know, because I can really see a quilt on this and really fat. It's beautiful. It really, I know. I like literally was doing the happy dance, let me tell you. I was like, oh yeah, I got this going on. Mm-hmm. And of course, Munchkin was laughing and walking away because he didn't really want to be associated with me at that point in time. But yeah, we couldn't believe it. $7. $7. It was the same day we scored out on that green big soup mug. Cup of soup mug. But yeah, I know. So just keep an eye out for that. And you never know when you're going to score. And keep it for another project. I thought, you know, I was tidying some stuff, and I thought, oh, we'll talk about that, and, you know, get some ideas for borders and complementary colors, and making a couple of fish blocks or something like that to go around, and, you know, depending on how big I want to make it, right? But isn't that awesome? I'm so excited. Green and bright blue. Ooh. Oh, thanks, Vicki. I can't wait to see what I make too. I know. Yeah, no, how can you not? You're like, well, yeah, I just like totally scored. I was happy with the $2 panel, and then to go find that huge chunk of fabric for another $5, I'm like, even if I just use it as the backing, and then did all my other complementary colors to the front of it with piecing and blocks and blah, blah, blahs, and you know what I mean? And then save that for the back, you know. So much. Yeah, that black, I was thinking black too, because it has a little bit of black on its own little border here, you know. I kind of want to complement a little bit of that, have that little stripe. So, yeah, $2. I was like, are the gods watching out for me today? Because I literally just said to Munchkin that day too, okay, we're going to shop on a budget. I only have so much money, and this is what I need. And then after we went, like, I got what I needed at Len's Mills, and, you know, I didn't buy anything else. And then we always skip over to Bibles for Missions, because I'm very particular about my teacup size. And you never know what you're going to find. And I like it for the possibility of some awesome fabrics. And sometimes they have really great sheets, and, you know, you look them over, make sure they're not stained or anything like that. And they're the great backs to donation quilts. So. Aw, thanks, Carol. Lime green and yellow would be, ooh. Yeah, that's what I was thinking, that really bright green. It was in there. It's in the back, right? You see a future weekend project? So do I, Teresa. Oh, Mount Dora show, it was turtles? I'm not sure I've seen that, Vicki. Are you part of the Mafia group? Could you post a picture in there? I'd love to see it. Or maybe I could just do a search. Sorry. I shouldn't be so lazy. Hello, Angela. Having dinner in the UK. What are we having for dinner? What's for dinner? Thanks, Diane, 57. Heidi ho, says Anita, 'cause she's here. I'm not sure, Carol. Nothing that we can see. I'm not sure why we keep refreshing. Tanya Hopkins, hello. Happy to see you here. Na, na, na. So I am pinning at every intersection or seam, whatever you would like to call it, because you know, you go through all this effort to cut all this up, and, you know, you really want them close enough. Like I said, some of the bigger ones, it'll go a little bit faster because it's easier to maneuver, but some of these smaller ones, I don't know. I'd rather be a little bit more precise than reckless. I know, it's so unlike me. Asparagus, ham, and poached eggs with salad. Oh, yummy. We lived in the UK for almost 3 years. We lived in, hold on, Hertfordshire. Hopefully that's how you say it. I always say Hertfordshire, but I always say it wrong. Hitchin was the little town or village or wherever we were. Pop used to work in Stevenage, so it wasn't too far away. So yeah, we lived just shy of 3 years, like a month shy of 3 years we were there. Very influential part of Munchkin's life. He was just starting school and, you know, made some, you know, unique friends, and yeah. Oh, whose birthday? Happy birthday, Wanda. Happy birthday, Wanda. Happy birthday, Wanda. I hope you get all that you want. What you get? Cake. Oh, love that cake. What kind of cake? It's nothing better than homemade chocolate cake. Claremont. I love it when people find out they're really close to each other. I love it. Because it's such a small world. It really, really is. I was trying to remember the name of Munchkin's school, but I honest could not. I'm something obviously primary school, but I cannot remember. Maybe it was just the name after the town. Can you remember, Pop? Because I can't. No. Yes, Jerry Lynn was on the 2nd. Yes, happy birthday. Hope she had a great day. Did you have a great day, Jerry Lynn? Does anybody have any like favorite special birthday meals or special birthday cake or anything like that? See, around here it's my homemade chocolate cake. That's what goes on for birthdays because that's what's wanted. That's what's asked for. So. You live in Palm. I love it when we're all close. Well, it's close enough, you know. We're all chatting. Hello, David. Good afternoon. I'm working away on this beautiful Bargello. It's been a beautiful day out here today. It's just after 3 now, but still. Chickens are out and windows are open and they'll be closed as soon as the sun sets though. But it's nice to be able to get a little bit of fresh air, and it says we're supposed to warm up to the double digits come midweek or something. No, come Tuesday, and then back to snow on to Thursday or Friday. Surprise! Surprise, surprise, surprise. Yeah, it is, Claire. I made that for Pop. That was one of my very first paper piece projects. That was just a little while, I don't know, 2 years ago. So I kind of wish we were filming at the time, but I wasn't filming that. It was something I was doing on the side. I was watching kids, and then on the rainy days or snowy days when they just wanted to watch a movie or come inside or whatever, that's what I would work on. So. Oh, blizzard to hit? Oh no, it's very cold here. What do you mean by very cold? What is very cold to you? Yeah, it's called Gemstone or Gemstar, I think, Claire, if you go look it up. I got it on Craftsy. Remember I was telling you about those, I picked up like 5 kits for really, really good price, and I did that one. There was one called Cotton Candy, another one called Irish Chain, big white squares, and then a little colored 4-pack, which was lovely. I gave that away to actually a family who'd lost a lot of their stuff in a fire, so just neighbors down the road actually. And then there was the North and South quilt that you saw, and then I have one more. It's very subdued tones like creams and peaches and reds and burgundies and stuff like that, and I'm not sure what drew me to it. Maybe it was the price, probably. I'm frugal and cheap, but like a challenge, or it was the pattern to it or something like that. And it's just up in the bucket. It's not very far, and maybe we'll do that as a as live stream when I get all my scrappy ones done. We still got quite a few to do. We've got red, check, done. We've got pink, check, that's done. And we're working on the green. So we got blue, and we got purple, and we got orange, and we got yellow. And then I don't really want to classify black and white as a, you know what I mean? I'd rather have those as complementary tones and then still do another black and white quilt later on. You know, I have some beautiful material that showed up in the quilt shop. Maybe I'll show you before the end of the shoot. It's got beautiful little texture to it. So. It's very windy outside, but it's nice. It's nice to have a nice warm breeze, and things are melting, and I'm glad the flooding issues have kind of subsided here. We had some pretty, a lake was running through our yard. We were getting a little nervous. a lot of people around here that are actually closer to the creek, the river that runs near and through the Hillsburg here. Their backyards were getting really full. Some were past their fire pits and stuff, and they were getting worried. But it's a beautiful sunny day today. All right, so press that now to make sure I'm putting it back in its sequence, not messing something up, because, you know, that's easy enough to do. But we're talking me, right? All right, so that goes in order. It's got that yellow. Everybody's following each other. Bibbidi bobbidi boo. All right, pop a pin in there. All right, we'll take the next two. I like doing them in a couple of rows and then adding those rows together. I don't know. How do you guys do yours? You know, is that easier for you? And then once these two are together, then maybe I'll add those two to make the 4-pack, and then, you know, do the same and then add those 4-packs to 8-packs. You know what I mean? So I have a small quilt group here, and now that I am feeling better. I hope so, Jerry Lynn. I hope so. Yes, quilts keep us warm. Actually, this one's pretty good. I think I could just sew it all the way down. Make sure I'm doing it right, though. I think that's upside down, though, wasn't it? No, it was coming back down. Yes. Okay. Better be safe than sorry. Or you know what song you'll be singing. Hello, Grace. Grace and I and Pop and her friend Jessica had dinner last night. We had a great time, a lovely restaurant. And then she went off to go see her sister do some ballet dancing. So it was lovely. It was lovely to see her. Question on the Bargello. If you want it longer, do you just add more strips to your tube? You did 14. Exactly. That's exactly it. Or you can make your strips a little bit wider. Maybe 3 inches instead of 2.5. It depends up to you. Depends on how big you want to make your quilt. So the more layers you have, but you do have to realize that is a bigger tube you also have to deal with. It may be easier at that point if you have so many. Like there's a couple out there that go from, they have 72. So that's obviously not a tube repeated over each other, right? That's, you know, strips so and so and so and so and so on, or in an order of some sort. So you could do that too, just, you know, as long as you label them and don't mix them up, right? Uh-oh. Why were you in the hospital, Grace? It wasn't last night, was it? I hope everything's okay. I'm like waiting on pins and needles for you to type. Oh, I'm sorry, Grace. It's hard saying goodbye. It really is. One of those things that just sucks about life. The ending of it. Yes, big hugs. Oop. Ah! What went on there? It folded over. No. Whoops. There we go. Oh, it folded over. Just a wee bit. Persnickety. There we go. All right, back that up. Beep, 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 beep. All right, again. There we go. Now make sure you're snuggling your seams at every intersection. It was really hard actually the other day when after I cut all the strips and I was doing some more and I was adding on to the other piece, and I'm like, I better just stop her. I'm going to have this done before we come Sunday. And I'd be like, okay, everybody is done. So what are you doing? Let's just talk. Oh my gosh. That's horrible. Keep saying life is short. Aw, big hugs, everybody. So what quilt is next, says Jerry Lynn? Which, well, it'll be a scrappy. The question is whether it's blue. Because I have lots of blue. So I was originally going to mix blue and purple because I didn't think I had enough purple. But I think if I mix purple and orange, or purple and yellow, then that would make a pretty awesome quilt. Kind of, you know, almost to the same color combination as the red and the gray, right? I think I have enough blues. I think I can pretty much do something on its own for blue. I do have a kind of an idea for the yellow-orange one though. So if I do purple by itself, is it purple and black, purple and white, or purple and, I still have gray. Or purple, orange, and gray, or purple and yellow, says Rowena. Scrappy is, to me, is the ultimate quilt. It really is. I sleep with 2 of them every night. They're 2 thin ones, but you know, you always get hot in the middle of the night, so you always toss one layer off. So, and one of these days when I say I'm going to start working on one just for me, and I don't want anything too complicated. I don't, you know, as much as the Bargello is nice, I like something more of a simple pattern, like maybe just a simple pinwheel or something like that, or you know, some half square triangle pattern, kind of star or whatever. But you know, bigger blocks. You know, I'll show you what I have been using. And my, you know, my second, is it second or third? I think it's my second. Yeah, my second scrappy quilt it has no batting in it. It just has a top sheet for the back, and I just hand stitched it all together. And it's one of my favorites. All right, so we'll put that up there. Actually, we'll put these 2 together. Okay. Do-do-do. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do. Yeah, I did a little peeks, and I see how people with the with the last initial of W or V would love a Bargello in their house. The way they can easily just make their, boop, there's a V, there's a W. I was trying to think of what else there could be. I guess you could curve it and make a Y. You know, you'd have to really think about that and plan it. In really any letter of the alphabet, if you did that in your house to represent you or your family or whatever, like, you know, us would be, you know, a big F. I'm not sure how that would work, but, you know, something to think about. I think that would look really cool. Yeah, yeah. Oh, sorry. Thank you. Thank you, Dyer. Duh, it's the opposite of W, really. I'm sorry. I didn't think about that. S, exactly. S is another great one. The way you can kind of curve it like that. There's some Bargellos that have the heart, that have the, it's like a flame, or like the Northern Lights. You know, they have it so it's all like mixy like that. There's some beautiful, beautiful patterns out there. All right, make sure I'm doing this right. It's all following in order. Hello, Terry. Emma, of course, yes, I know. Hello, Sassalette. I didn't see her come in, but hello. Is he sleeping on the job? She's waving. 15 minutes at least? Oh yes, Nadine's on her break. I've been, you know, I love Easter, but I don't like the Cadbury Easter eggs so close to Easter. Can you eat them all? They taste so good. Remember them bouncing around? You had to chase them around with making the Easter baskets last year? Now this is a free pattern. You can go download it or whatever you like. Northcott.net, Serenity Bargello by Patty Carey. And if you wanted to, Patty Carey's got her own video on how she puts her quilt together with the Serenity fabrics. You can go look at that too, if you so inclined. I'm really pleased with this one though. I had a customer. We were outside. I met her because she was new to here, so new to the house. And if anybody been here, as you well know, sometimes it's a little complicated. Though it's really not. Anyways, so I had something pinned up over it for, you know, a day or so, and I had taken it down just before she got here. So when we walked into the house together, and she looked at it, she goes, "Oh my goodness, I love that Bargello." And I went, "Well, thank you very much." And I'm like, "Yeah, it really does look pretty good." and I made that. I'm tickled. And the variation in greens, like I got beans, I got bean fabric, and it still looks pretty cool, right? Matching them up. And of course there's ones that you can do and stagger the seams so they're not lined up. That also gives another effect to it, right? It's more of a, I think more of a smoother effect when you think about it, because you're going half a length of a square instead of a full length of a square, you know what I mean? And like the pixelated sort of movement. So if you went half, it'd almost be like a smoother transition. That's something we should try. We should try that maybe with the black and white quilt or something like that. I really love the fabric that I picked up. I got an amazing deal on the bolt of white and the bolt of black. And I didn't want just plain. I have plain fabric. I want just plain. I would use that. But these actually have a little pattern to it. Oh, who's having a problem? I can't read and listen at the same time. I miss too much. Oh. Stop with the sweeties on a weight loss journey and could kill for somebody. You can't suffer though. It doesn't do your body or your mental any good. You really can't. Just walk the dog a little bit more. All right, so pin that up there. It's looking really spiffy niffy. And actually, I'm going to go grab those two fabrics so you guys can see them, because it's got a really pretty texture to it. I'll be right back. I'm not going far. It's just behind you. Da, da, da. Oh, of course, on the bottom of the pile. Who stacked this up? Hold on. We've got a lovely red and like a maroony. And Pop has a really awesome plan for 3 of those fabrics in a black. It's all a black. All right, here we go. Now it is the same pattern texture, like it's a flowery bit. Hopefully can you see it through the plastic? I don't know if you can. And then here's the black. Isn't that kind of cool? It's got a pretty little flower on it. Aw, Angie. Love the fabrics, eh? Yeah, I can't wait. I can't wait to do something with them. I've got, what is it, 10 meters? 10 meters each? That's plenty. Yeah, I got 10 meters each, so. You made a purse out of that black? Oh, I bet you that was awesome. Isn't it such a pretty little pattern? And like I said, the white has it too. May not be able to show up, but it's like a white on white. It's quite pretty as well. I don't know, I just really liked it. And with the like little, I don't know. It's pretty. And you buy pretty things. Yeah, it's the same on the white. Sorry, I don't know how I could get it to show. Maybe on the big camera? Can that show up at all? I don't really want to take it out of the bag until I'm ready because it is white. But you'll see it. Don't you worry. You'll see it because we're going to cut some up. Not today. Yeah, really, really good deal. Like, unbelievable. So sometimes it pays to, you know, pay attention. Yeah, seed heads, those, you know, like, and flowers, and there's leaves, and dandelions, those sorts of things. I thought it was very pretty. Oh, fireworks? I thought that at first, but then it had leaves on it, so I thought it had to do with more of a garden stuff, so. I can't wait to make stuff with it, and of course the scrappy bits afterwards. You know, next year's start of the year is going to be a scrappy quilt again with everything I've done throughout the year. Anything left over, like, there we go, right? And now I can almost add the red, the green, and the yellow. So, all right, so let's sew some more together here. Let's take these two big guys and sew them together. Oh, bye, Kelly. Ooh, lime green accent. Ooh, that would be pretty. I had a customer quilt here just before Christmas, and she did all the bunch of Christmas trees, and then on the outside was the Christmas lights with the little applique bulb and stuff like that. It was beautiful. Oh my gosh. And it was black and white mainly, with all the trees were all these variegated and different colored greens, and it was so cool. I thought, oh, black, white, and green look really awesome together. Oh, no. Where did I, Carol? Where did I get? Oh, where do I get my fabric? It's from Northcott. Northcott.net, I'm assuming is what it is. Hi, Sophie. Want to see the peoples? The peoples want to see you. Come here. Say hi. Come here. Can you come see? Here. Come here. Come up here. Come here. Oh, come up here. Come say hi. Come say hi. There we go. Say hi, everybody. It's Sophie time. You're such a good girl. You are. You're so pretty. No, it's not a toy. Say hi, everybody. I'm Sophie Lofi, also known as Popey. Right? Yeah. Hi, baby. Were you going to go nap? I put stuff on your bed. I'm sorry. I love her. She is so sweet. She is my bestest little buddy. Bestest little buddy. Do. She's such a good girl, too. Love her to bits. Oh, she heard Pop going into the kitchen. She's like, maybe you might give me a little snack, or yeah, a Sophie snack. See, the thing is, we put the treat drawer at the pretty much the entrance to the kitchen. So whenever somebody walks past or goes into the kitchen or comes out of the kitchen, says one passes said treat drawer. So she just thinks, you know, hey, since you're heading that way, just grab me a little something. And I'll look after that for you. I love her. Oh, that sounds pretty cool, Jerry Lynn. I have a quilt of hers in the quilt shop. I have one of my customers, her name's Mary. I'm not sure if she watches the live streams, but I know she's a fan of the channel. And it is in the shop, and it is like, wow, like wow. I'm in awe. I'm in awe with it. I don't think I could ever do something that fantastic. I really don't, you know. To me, I know it. It's amazing. And the one she had here before, I was kind of disappointed I didn't actually get it on a long arm Wednesday. It was just before Christmas. Anyways, it was also just as beautiful. Actually, Angie, just one more book to read, saw it. It was here when she was here for visiting as well. And it was stunning. Absolutely stunning. This one's like coral and like turquoises and browns and creamy whites and stuff like that. It's beautiful. It's so nice when you get a chance to see and work on other people's beautiful art and then help complement it and put it together and finish it up or help finishing it up. I mean, they're always doing the binding, but help finishing it up for them so they can use it and love it and share it and be proud of it. And you know, that really is some of the best things I love about being a long armor. I really do. Baby steps all the way. Yeah, what she says, you know, you do this one week and then you do this another week, and I'm like, oh, that doesn't seem too bad. But when you look at the whole thing, it's like, whoa, I don't know. It's like, that's just so much. Oh, who's talking about me, Teresa? Where are you? Ringo Lake with all the colors, yeah? Well, she does do some beautiful stuff. Maybe I'll take on a challenge like that. I've got a mystery quilt going on right now with Angie. Just one more book to read. I'm already on my second block, which I had to make 4 of. So how are you doing on yours? Are you caught up? Oh yeah, she did see it. It's beautiful. I actually meant to send her a picture via Facebook of that one, the first Bonnie Hunter one. So, and I was telling her about the second one, so she'll see that soon. All right, so we'll put that. Oops, I dropped something here. Put that up there. Make sure it's still in its sequence. We're all doing its whole yellow down or wherever. And of course, you are in control of this. You can make it bounce, flip, flop, go back and forth any way you like because you're the one who's deciding where it's going, right? No quilt police here. Okay, make sure we're sewing those two together. Everything's lining up. This is the seam we want. We're probably going to pin a couple of these because this is kind of small and I'm getting to smaller, and you know how I was scared last time. Oop. Was that in the way? No, okay, just want to be easy access for my pins. Well, it does make sense, you know, if you're stopping and going, or you're just, you know, a goer. You know, if leaders and enders. I didn't even know about leaders and enders until a guild meeting, and somebody was talking about, actually, I think it was one of our guest speakers. And I I didn't want to be sitting there stupid trying to figure out, well, I did. I was trying to figure out what she was meaning when, you know, leaders and editors and I was like, okay, well, and then someone else was talking about, oh, well, we call it, you know, this instead or whatever. And I'm like, okay. Now, slowly but surely, I figured out what they were doing. They'd already have some pre-cut pieces. So when you're working on one other project, you're leading and ending with that one. So you're never really having to, you know, break thread or so on and so forth. Oh, that little seam kind of split a bit. Just line that back up. Oh, no, you don't. Put you back in your place. That means I got to pin you. All right. And how that in its end, they would always put it in a bucket on the side. And, you know, when the bucket was full, they would put a quilt together and off it would go to charity or, you know, Quilts of Valor or, you know, or such things like that. And I thought, oh, geez, that's really a fantastic idea, right? Come here, you. I think I got too much stuff in it. Hey, listen, you. Collector, yes. Oh, bye, Nadine. Hope you had a great break. But she works at a fabric store, so she's happy with that, you know. She gets fabric all the time. That must be fun. I bet. Do you have to do projects? Hopefully you watch this afterwards. Do you have to do projects when you work at a fabric store? When I first started, when I was a young little lass, in my like 15, 16, just, you know, second job sort of thing, I worked at Fabricland. It was in Calgary, yeah, it was a fun gig, and I really enjoyed it. And they let you pick a pattern and gave you the material to make said pattern, and you had to make it, you know, within a half decent amount of time. You had like a couple weeks, and they would display it in the store. So they would show examples of, you know, you buy this, and you can make this, right? So, and it was a lot of fun. That's what taught me how to, you know, make clothes, and because that's really all I really knew to do at first was make clothes and you know, doll clothes and dolls and craft projects and stuff. Seem to have a really long thread here. There we go. And that's how I first really started to learn how to sew, besides my mom's influence, you know. I mean, but really, like, sit down, read a pattern. How does it work? You know, if I had any questions, I always had ladies there to help me with any other thing, because they were more than willing to help a new sewer, right? Trying to think of what sort of borders would we add to this, like what color, and you know, not necessarily scrappy, because I don't really, you know, I like maybe more of a couple of solid colors. But do you pop a little bit of yellow around the edge, just that little tiny little, like, little flange sort of border, or do you save it for that little bit of pop of yellow on the binding, or say forget it all together and just use black? Or because I think it needs a bit of a border to help make it pop, right? I think most Bargellos are bordered up. Maybe I'm mistaken. Oh, that's good, Heather. It's nice to have generous bosses, you know, it really is. Actually, when I met Pop, his mom worked for a dance fabric company that made like dance clothes and stretchy fabric and leotards and so on and so forth, and they had lots of scrappy bits left over, and she'd bring them home for me, or you know, tell me I can come pick up a bag or two or whatever and play and have, you know, make things, right? So scrappy bits. So I'm always sewing. One way to keep out of trouble. Our wacky fridge beeping. Oh, bye, Claire. She's leaving. Mama Pot, would you ever consider doing some videos on garment sewing? I'm sick of seeing people YouTube with just showing what they have made, etc., but not showing how they made it. Ah, sure, Sue. What are you looking for? What are you looking for? Like, seriously. We can think of something. You know, a shirt, like a dress shirt, pajama bottoms, pajamas. Pajama bottoms are fantastic because that is a great gift to give a family for Christmas. And if you don't know what to get them, and you know, invest in a bolt of flannel and a couple patterns, and you got people going for years and years and years with pajama bottoms. So, pajamas, yeah, see, Grace is all over that. That's better than pajamas. But yeah, we can do something. Maybe even a dress or something like that. I've got some fabric, and I think I have one or two dress patterns actually. I could make for myself. Summer's coming. Got some nice light green fabric that I could make myself a nice pretty dress. Pretty dress. And it's green actually. Oh, press you back down here. You were not being very cooperative. Okay, now let's pin you up and grab two more. Make sure we're still with the flow of the buddies. Actually, no, since we got those two there, let's sew those. Let's sew that pack together. Okay. And we're working it. Working it. Working it. They have such awesome fleece fabric, just like I was saying when we were doing the kids boys charity quilts with the donuts and stuff, and like they have some pretty awesome stuff of emojis and cupcakes and donuts and hamburgers and Pac-Man and, you know, Angry Birds and you name it, you name it. Of course, hockey and football and sports teams and everything galore, and anything to do with like cartoons and, you know, Paw Patrol, all that sort of, you know, whatever, some of those, well, the little ones I guess are into. If you guys go to, what is it, Discord, and if you're a Patreon, we can go talk in there. Go have a chit chat. Put my little headset on. Talkity talk. Hi, Sophie. She's got her head on my lap. What are you doing? What's up, baby girl? Hello. What you doing? What's up, Popey? You coming around? Oh, put your head on the other lap. Oh, boop, 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 boop. Second time with that fabric. I wonder why it keeps folding over. What? Would you like a treat? Is that it? All right, hold on. Let me finish this row and then I'll get you a treat. Okay. I know you don't know what finish this row means, but just a few moments. How's that? No, Mama will get you a treat. Puppy wants a treat. Come here. Come here, Popey. Hmm? What's that? Sit. Give 5. All right. Good girl. She's happy. She's got a cookie now. Exactly. Always on the bottom of the bin. Always at the bottom of the bin. Okay. We've been actually doing a really fun quilt on Patreon. The Blazing Star. It's been fun. All right, this goes up here, and then we will continue on with some more. There we go. Here, let's pin this in this so it lays a bit flatter. Excuse Sophie munching on her bone in the background. All right, now is for tiny ones. This is pin every seam. And this had you doing 4 strip sets, okay? So you had to cut 4 of yellow, for whatever color that you had going on, to do 2 whole tubes. That was it. So, like I said, it had said, you know, has up to 32 cuts on here. But I used up every bit of fabric I had. I didn't see the sense of not continuing on. So I'm assuming mine's going to be a bit bigger than the one listed, because I know I have more than 32 rows, that's for sure. But we will measure once we get it all done. Yeah, you really want to make sure these small ones are really lined up. It's sometimes the tiniest thing that deters from the eye, and you know it's just not right, you know. Or it seems just not right. And you don't want to fiddle with your rows too much, right? That's why when you cut it, you separate it where it needs to be separated. Pop a pin on it on your design wall, or, you know, wherever you can lay it, or you alphabetize it or number it, or whatever it is for you to keep it in its proper sequence. And then, you know, that's why I try to fiddle with them as least amount as possible with the edges. Fiddle around. I feel like I can hear something. Would it show up a lot if the seams are off? I think so. I think I really would, unless they were all that way. Like I said, that's why, you know, I think the second one I'm going to do is I'm going to offset these seams. And I think in a way that's going to give it a different effect. Oh, must be a truck going down the road. It's awfully noisy with the windows open. I think it would give it, yeah, definitely a different effect. And that's why I think it's important for to line up the seams. I know it seems tedious, but I think in the end you're going to be thankful for it. I mean, if you're really good at lining them up and going and so on and so forth, then awesome. I am a bit of a lead foot Larry, and I can't control my foot. I've tried. It's just who I am. So it's better if I pin at least a few. Then some sort of control can happen on this big long strip. Practice does make perfect. All right, sewing the seam, lining it up. And of course I find the more smaller the piece, the more finicky it is. Because it just wants to be that way. Uh-oh. I've got so used to it being over here. Yes, it certainly looks like spring has sprung, but I think we're a little bit off. I thought it was kind of funny that Easter, well, us North Americans celebrate Easter. Does everybody celebrate Easter? I'm sure in probably a different way. But since we, you know, pretty much try to capitalize on it like greedy people, but nonetheless, is on April Fool's Day, which is April 1st, right? So, like, these poor kids are going to be confused. I don't think that's ever happened before, at least not in my knowledge. Scrappy quilt top that I made that I practice on. Would you care if I sent it? Oh, that would be awesome, Judy. Thank you. Please do. They're finding homes. We're finding homes already. I'm not sure if you watched Weekend Project yesterday, but I know I was only supposed to make 2 girl quilts, but in my enthusiasm of cutting my fabrics to begin with, I made 4. So, and 3 of them are ready to go for the long arm, all lined up. So I can get 3 of them. If I lay them this way, if I lay them short with long down, I can get 3 kids quilts across on the long arm and get them all done up really super fast and easy. So yeah, very, very helpful. That would be nice. Thank you, Judy. I would love it. Thank you. That's super sweet. And anybody has anything else to comfort Cherry, we will find a home for it. There's lots of things. Trust me, there's lots of things that need some extra loving. And it's amazing how sometimes just a quilt can change somebody's whole outlook. You know, like somebody cares. Just to know that somebody cares. And they don't have to care, you know what I mean? If that makes any sense. Do-do-do. Thank you, Michelle. That is my Scrappy Green Bargello. And I don't know why I feel like I have to sing it, but I do. Scooby-Dooby-Doo. And of course I'm using my high performance foot and my high performance plate. It needs to be squared up. I just like to make tough. You can send it any way you like, honey. I'll fix it. I'll square it up, do whatever it needs to be done. Don't you worry. I'm very honored. So next weekend project is going to be a new ironing board cover, because this poor thing has lived its life of like 2.5 years. It looked really good in the first few videos. But I've like used and abused it, so a new cover is going to be made. I'm very excited about it. I'm going to try and find something that I can use as a whole color. I don't really want any seams in my top. I would rather have a one solid color. So we'll figure that out. Anybody have a color suggestion that, you know, was that they like? Oh, see? There we go. That's fantastic. Actually, that's something similar to what Pop, yeah, Pop was wanting to do with a couple of quilts here that we had. All right, did I do this? Uh-oh. Oh, whoo! I thought, oh, how did I mess that up? But, you know, it wouldn't take much. We are talking me. All right, there we go. Whew, we're working it. Maybe I should have done some. I'm not sure if we're going to finish this today. Bright and cheerful, yeah? I thought maybe using some of that white with the polka dot fabric that I had on the back of the kids' quilts. You know, the one that was on the Long Arm Wednesday, the white with the polka dots. What do you think of that? I kind of like that. Awesome, Rosemary. We would love to see it. We are a very encouraging and very helpful group. If you join us on Quilt Shop Mafia, Mama Pop Quilt Shop Mafia on Facebook, you have to ask for permission to join in because we don't want no trollers. No, no, no. And we'll let you in. And you're happy to share your stuff there. And of course, you know people who are already in the chat and you get to know each other. So they're helping encourage you or giving you advice or whatever. Yeah, we're there to help. And a lot of us are on different time schedules. So, you know what, some people can't reply into the, North American. The Europeans are, up and puttering around and answering questions. And, it's a lot of fun. So come join us there. I'm just trying to go a little bit slower this time instead of using pins. I figure I'm never going to get this done if I keep pinning every one. Well, I will get it done, but just more time than I was anticipating. But it really has come a long way from when I was sorting out my colors and making strips, and it has definitely come a long way. So is there some sort of special batting or something that's under here, or is it just a heat-resistant foam? Like, can I put batting, or do I have to go get some funky foam? Because I'd like to do that before next week, if that's what I got to do. Because we have to, Pop and I have to get into some sort of a different routine. He's normally been home, but he'll be away starting shortly, so we'll have to get in a new routine for filming and stuff like that. So if you see a lot of nighttime background, that's what's going on. Made with all okay. I have cotton. I have actually this the white, this stuff here that I thought about doing a couple layers, because it's stuff that we use for the quilts and so on and so forth. Popping that on there, cutting a couple pieces, so hopefully that'll do it. 100% cotton batting. I think this is 80/20. I'll have to double check. Okay. Okay, but if I need to get 100% cotton, I'll pick up some 100% cotton. I just want to do it right. I don't want to mess this up. I'm a rebel on a lot of cases, but I don't want to mess my board up or mess my iron up too, because it was a pretty penny. I love the bigness of the board though. I love how extra wide it is, and it's got the little stand there for the iron, and it heats up really fast and has great steam feature, and it stays nice and hot. And all right, so that was one side of the tiny seam. Now we get to add it to the other side of the tiny seam. All right, we can do this. We got this. Go Team Quilters. Okay, we got it. Look at the tiny, oh, there's only 4 there. Look how tiny they are. Oh my gosh. Yeah, that's what I was thought about there, Angela, was of the poly might, yeah, only use cotton. Okay, got it, Judy. I will go pick up 100% cotton, because I think all the stuff I have in here is either 100% poly or it's an 80-20 mix of the warm and natural white and the warm and natural. Yeah, I don't want to mess this up. All right, let's put this tiny seam and tiny seam together and get our 1/4 little tiny bit of fabric poking through. All right, we got this. Go team. See, if you were to do it longer, like if you were to do it in that like 72 colors or 105 colors or whatever, however you wanted to do it, I'd sew them in like chunks, you know what I mean? Instead of trying to have big long strips of 75 colors or something like that or whatever. I think I'd try to do like 25, 25, 25, sew those 25s together, make the 75, that sort of thing. Other than that, I think it would just get too distorted. It would easily just get distorted. So, I don't know. Trying one like that with the multicolor, because I've seen one. Watched a couple of videos, you know, when I was first thinking about doing the Bargello and trying to get some encouragement to do it and how to figure it out, how the process was. And there was one that had 72 colors, and it literally went from like pinks to whites to blues to greens to grays to blacks to, you know, it was beautiful. And I'm like, holy moly. And that really reminded me of like Aurora Borealis, so the Northern Lights. A tiny seam, we are conquering you. Tiny seam, I am winning, foo-foo. We gotcha. Do-do-do. All right. Almost there. And then we press, and I show you said tiny, tiny, tiny little strip of fabric. And of course I'm using green thread. I used pink thread to add this together, the same type of pink thread. It does not like zigzag. No, that thread was not happy with zigzag at all. I had to go use one of my other pink spools, and it broke every single time I tried to zigzag the seams together. So it clearly is only a straight stitcher. All right, okay, press. Need more thumbs up. 97. Actually, there was more watching earlier. Where'd they all go? That's okay. We're having a party anyways. It's their loss. And the person who keeps giving the thumbs down needs to find something else to do with their time. Just saying. Take up a new hobby. Or explain yourself. Alright, that looks so cool. Oh my gosh. I don't think I've ever had a tiny little piece like that before making this quilt. Okay. Now hopefully I can give it some sort of justice. With the small camera here. Maybe it's you, Grace? That's it, man. Taking my fortune cookie back. All right. I don't know, it just makes me very angry. No. Actually, I don't get angry. Ask Pop. I get frustrated and hurt. I don't really get angry. Unless it has to do with Munchkin, then boy, I'm all out. Peeved right off. No, kidding. Kidding. All right, let's pin some of these babies together. All right, so we could add this little strip onto this one, and then this one to this one, and then focus on the rest. Oh, you know what? Let's just sew two. Do-do-do. Only got a few more to go. So 2, 4, 6, 8. Who do we appreciate? Na 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 na. Yeah, now there's no thumbs down, but someone will sneak up later and click that button. Poo-poo. Kidding. Should keep my violent tendencies to myself. Okay. Thank you, Carolyn, for remembering. All right. Now making sure I have this right because it's going from small to bigger. Yes, yes, okay. Yeah, thick skin. So I don't really have a thick skin though. Where's my heart on my sleeve? I'm a big sucky face. Big sappy baby. But yes, I do. I need to toughen up. So I think the next one we'll start next live stream on Sunday. We'll do blue. And I have an idea how I can use probably the majority of my blues, but I may have to implement a little bit of white just to help make that blue pop. But there's a pattern I really like, so I'm just trying to think of whether it's actually going to work the way I think it's going to work. So there's always one in the crowd. Yeah, it's usually me. No, I'm kidding. It's usually me causing all the ruckus. Actually, I went to go, speaking of ruckus, Grace could, I went to go hug her last night just because we were leaving the restaurant and I had to go back to the potty. So I went to go hug her, so I hugged her, and then I was hugging her friend, and then there was literally a couple like right behind me. So when I turned, there was a lady standing right there, and I thought, oh, I'll just hug you too. And she was okay about it, but he was all for it. He was like, oh, her husband behind him. It's like, I'll hug you. So I'm thinking, everywhere I go, causing trouble. I was hugging everybody. Embarrassing. It was funny. I kind of forgot about it by the time I got to the bathroom, so I mean, you know what? It's just the way it is. I'm sorry. I wanted to grab some cotton candy before we left, but I couldn't figure out where that was, or the lady was blocking me with the candies. Trouble with a capital T. Mm-hmm. For sure. Pop would agree with that. I did try to warn him. So did my mother. So. You ran over? Sorry. Did you? Oops, warning. It happens. He wasn't impressed, I bet not. Exactly, he should have moved. He should have realized, you know, it's easier for him. Like, come on, buddy. Let's not be a jerk. Yes, I got to deliver one of the quilts that she had here. I didn't do a video on it, but it was really super cute. You guys had seen it on the Mafia page. It was the very creamy and lighty tone. Actually, no, it's not really even light tone. It was a very fall colored-y sort of stuff. Fabric. It was lovely. Angels and stars and everything on it, and that's what it got quilted up with, some stars and some loops. So it was very pretty. I thought it suited it very well. So, and I got to pick up her other one, which you guys also have seen on the Mafia page, which is the black with the scrappy ones, and it's gorgeous. I was looking at it this morning, trying to figure out what backing to put on it, and so on and so forth. Grace leaves that all up to me, and she seems happy with my choices. So. All right, it's almost there. Yeah, so stay tuned to Long Arm Wednesday, so it's the 9-patch charity quilt getting quilted up. So anybody who sent in your 9-patch, it's on that quilt, and if it's not there, it's headed for the second one, because I got like a little stack of 5 ready to go for the second one. So thank you very much. Much appreciated, and I hope you like what I did with it. So, or did with your work. So, and we'll send that off as well with one of the smaller quilts to go together as a like a joint unit. So when we mail them. Okay. So thank you everybody for your generosity and your kindness and love and support. And what's up? Mailbag. Yeah. Oh, that's right. Where did I put that? Where did I put that mailbag? Boo boo boo. I was like, which is the other end here? Please tell me I did that right. No. Okay. I clearly have made a boo-boo here. That goes down there. But how can... am I missing stuff? No? Uh-oh. Hold on. I have a brain fart going on here. I made a boo-boo, and I don't know how I made a boo-boo. Oh, I think I was supposed to sew them on the other side. Oh, snappies. No, no. I'm losing my mind. I literally have no idea where I'm lost on this one here. How did I mess that up? Okay, that goes there, that goes there. Seems like that would go here, but that doesn't go there. Turn it over. I have, honey. I have backwards, forwards, upside down, bibbity bobbity boo. It goes over here, but how did that not match up with that? Hold on. Somehow, some way I've made a boo-boo. I need to figure that out. Okay, so really this should be up here, but I think this should have been there. No, that doesn't make any sense because that's not there. So that's too big. It should have been this side. I don't know. Nonetheless, this seam has to come out. Hmm?
That's right, but it's that middle row.
This one right here?
No, the one to the left, it's the middle side. That's wrong.
How is that wrong? Because we're going up. Oh, you're right. Ha 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 ha. Thanks, honey. Ah, there we go. Here's Pop to save the day. Hold on. No, no, don't run away. I may have issues. Nope, that's not it. Okay, woo. Honey, I love you. No seam ripping. Pop has come to save the day. I'm getting warm. I'm taking my jacket off. Alright, we got that. Okay. It's like, I really thought I had that right. How did I mess it up? It doesn't take much, as you clearly saw. I thought there was something wrong with the piece I was working with, and it was the piece that was already up there. No seam ripper, Diane. No, no, no. I almost stopped. I'm like, no. Say it so. Well, glad you guys saw it. I would have turned around and cried and then looked. Oh, where's my mic? Oh, sorry, thanks. That's probably a good, on the floor behind me. Realizing it was to my jacket. Like a dork. Uh-oh, hold on. Tell ya, it's tough being me. Oh, it's right up here. Right on the other, where the thread, the bobbin thingamy, yep, all right there. All right there. Okay. Now, in my confusion, I better, hold on. Oh, it goes there and there. No, it doesn't. Pop's like, I give up, I'm leaving. There and there. Okay. Whew. Chaos in this place, I tell you. It is crazy around this place, I tell you. If you guys could see it all the time, you would know it. Okay, as for mail, we have some beautiful mail. We have some mail. Okay, so the first one here is from Judy Patterson, and she's in the chat. And this is her, here, let me just press this because it kind of got folded as it was in her envelope. So let me just press that nice and pretty so you guys can see her beautiful work. Oh my gosh, I love it. Love it, darling, love it. There it is, isn't that beautiful? Check it out. That's her pretty little flower. Isn't it gorgeous? Focus. There we go. Beautiful, beautiful. And then this is her 9 patch. As I said, keep sending it because I have about a stack of 5 now. Beautiful flowers, isn't it lovely? And this right here for her 9 patch. Isn't it lovely? Love it. It's gorgeous. Thank you very much for that, Judy. It was post-dated or postmarked December 30th, but we just got it the other day. So I don't know why it took like a month and a half to get here, but it certainly did. And then this one here is from Anne. She's from Westport, Ontario here. Lovely block. And that is for the 9 patch charity. If you want to send along another one of 9.5 and for the world quilt, that would be fantastic. It's 9.5 by 9.5 for the world quilt and a 5-inch patch or 5-inch square 9 patch for the charity quilt, okay? So much appreciate that. Thank you very much, ladies. Love, love, love. Thank you, thank you. Thank you very much. Aren't they pretty? Lovely. You guys are very talented. Wait till you see what I did on Wednesday with all your 9 patches. Wait till you see. You're gonna be like, what? It's so pretty. Well, you better be. I'm saying no. Yes, please, if you still want to send some in, send some in. I will always continue to do charity quilts, and it's always nice to have a mix of colors and fabrics from all over the world with your guys' kindness and generosity. I mean, if you want to post it, that's fine. You know, I know it's money out of your pocket, but it's completely up to you. I don't want to make you do something you don't want to do. We're just happy to have it here and to make something. Yes, they are. Or else, Mommy. Yeah. Get all fisticuffs, get my angry face on. You don't want to see my angry face. It's not pretty. Alrighty. Oh, I didn't swear, did I? If I did swear, I didn't mean to. I'm sorry. All right. I did at the table last night. I shouldn't have. Such a bad girl. We're talking about how life is short. And you just got to do things for the sake of just doing it. Because who knows when you're going to have the second chance to do it. So just by golly, do it. You kick yourself in the pants every time you thought about it that you didn't do it. So just do it. If somebody didn't take chances in this world, we wouldn't be here. So, all right. Let's put these last little buddies together, and then we'll start putting them in some bigger chunks, some bigger rows. Okay. Make sure we're all copacetically cool. Nobody's upside down or crazy. Yeah, we're good. Okay. We got this. We're almost there. Kicking myself in the pants for not getting that. I only saw the back of them, so I can't really credit, you know, to what the front of them look like. So, her Jessica and well, Pop must have saw him too, because I didn't. Apparently, it was on the other side of the other room. He was worth ogling over, apparently. Find another thread. Getting there. It's not done yet. I loaded 2 more, I think. Not that I think we'll need it, but just to be on the safe side. You never know. So has anybody planned to garden? Pop and I were getting our seeds out just yesterday, I think it was, and talking about what we wanted in our garden, what we're going to start inside, and so on and so forth. We've got a couple of different types of carrots we'd like to pick up. We have one. We like trying a bunch of different things. We have 2 types of beets and some beans and peas. More peas this time than beans because we really got a lot of beans last year. Of course, tomatoes. And we already have our strawberry plants and our raspberry plants already going and matured. It's like 3 or 4 years now for them. So, and of course our cucumbers and our pickling cucumbers because we like our homemade pickles. Because we can control the salt and the garlic and any other seasonings that we like or dislike. Yeah, so we're getting really excited. So we just need, really all we need to stock up our little seed collection for this year's plantings is to get a couple of carrots. Oh, very nice. We like growing our own stuff. Did lots of tomatoes. In fact, I think we're going to take some of the tomatoes that we have in our freezer and start making some sauce with them before we start getting the other ones in the ground outside. Use them up and make some sauce and put that away and jar it up. I'm allergic to bell peppers, so that's one of the reasons why we make our own sauce. Because if you pretty much pick up any jar in the grocery store, it's got bell peppers. That's probably one of the main ingredients in its making. Okay, hopefully I did that right. Yes, I did. Okay, so there, and then these 2. See, I don't know. This is where I have this tiny, tiny little one on the outside. Do I even bother adding it? Like, is it really going to make that much of a difference? If I do it on the very outside, and then is anybody even going to see that? Like, yeah, for some reason they don't like me, whether it's the red one, the green one, the purple one, the orange one, whatever. They don't like me. They close my throat up. You leave it off? See, that's what I was thinking too, Teresa. I thought, you know what? It's almost too tiny. Nobody's going to even see it in its whole division. So this is the last one then. So, all right. Put that off to the side. In fact, actually, it even had some salvage on it, so I'd even have to make it even shorter than that. So, see? People think I'm crazy when I say I can't have bell peppers. So I know I'm not the only one. Yeah, see, great. Thanks, Judith and Mary. I agree too. Yeah, leave it off. All right, so I'll just add this one on to the outside one over here. Oh, no, it won't be out of sequence because that's the way it was. All right, so I'll add it onto this one, and then we'll start adding these rows together. See, look how much that seam allowance took up. Like, this was all the way over to here, right? All the little seam allowance. Makes it take... It would disappear in the bind. Yeah. Leave them both out? Really? This one's still fair size there, Holly. Do you think it maybe be too small, even next to the binding and stuff? I'll sew this one on, but I'll leave the small one off. Yeah, I thought maybe I probably shouldn't have cut that one, but oh well. Hindsight's 20/20, and clearly I sit on my hind, so I didn't see it coming. All right, almost out of thread. It's gonna be so close. It's a race. It's a race, it's a race, it's a race. It's the bobbin race. Who's gonna be up first? Yeah, I know. Just keep going. I'll tell you when you're empty. Well, really, you'll tell me, but let's not fight. Keep looking. I like the clear top plastic thing, so I keep peeking in and seeing how much, like two little stitches, 5 little stitches. And out. I think it's out there. Yep. All right, got another one. Not worried about that. It's okay. I needed a chocolate egg replenish anyways. There we go. All right. Line you up. I do like the flexibility of that you have control over this pattern, right? It's, I mean, you could follow their guidelines, what they have going on here. You know, your 2, your 1 3/4, your 1 1/2, your 1 1/4, your 1, your 3/4, your 1, your 1 1/4, your 1 1/2, 2, that sort of thing. You could totally follow that in any way you like. And you're choosing the colors that are going to be the ups and the downs and so on and so forth, right? Okay, there's really a lot of your flexibility in this pattern that like I was seeing as coming along. Like some of them you're pretty much stuck doing what you got to do, and that's that, right? I'd say stuck, but you know what I mean. There's no flexibility in it. And sometimes you look for patterns that add a little flexibility, because then it can be, you know, definitely used for other things, right? Different projects. Do-do-do. Actually, I can't even, actually, I look after, I don't babysit, not anymore. I look after a young man sometimes when his grandfather goes bowling or has a meeting or whatever, and he can't be at the house to meet him there. And he got off the bus and he hops in the back of the Jeep waiting for me to finish crossing guard. You know, and he has his little snack, and I go to make sure he's buckled in, and lo and behold, he literally had just finished a container full of red and green peppers, and the waft out the door was enough to make my eyes itch and water into the fact I went like just around. I'm like, okay, we're gonna give that a moment before I get in and drive. I'm like, you don't mind, do you, buddy? I know it's like minus 28 degrees out, but you're okay. It's like, wow. And I'm not normally around it like that because of my allergy. So it was just it was overwhelming to have that happen, right? So, but it was, yeah, it is what it is. So let's try and deal with it the best I can. All right, now we get to pin this up. All right, so let's put these buddies together and work our way to the other end, okay? A few more seams and we're done. Do. Oh, this quilt top's going to be done in no time. And I do have a couple of greens. I have a light green and a bright green and a like military kind of army green. They're all solids from Northcott Colorworks. So I could use that to help border it up. I'll have to read your texts and stuff to figure out your ideas on when I was talking about it the first time around, I've had to border it up in a little pop of color with maybe the yellow or a bright green or something else. I just maybe have enough of. I like how we're all hanging out. I love Sundays. I look forward to Sundays so much. Just in case you didn't know, I do. I really, really do. I don't make plans with people unless it's breakfast. Ask my friend Helen. Ask my friend Sandra. They will tell you we only do breakfast on Sunday because the rest of the day is planned for the live stream. What we got going on. It's very important to us. You guys in the community that we have created and that you guys have created and, you know, partaken and are being so helpful and kind and big-hearted and, you know, full of love and wanting to teach and everything. It's just darn fantastic, man. All right, so let's put that pack up there and sew these guys together. Okay. Ooba-dooby-dooby-dooby-doo. Oh, what's going on? All right, move down a little bit to line you up. Uh-oh, here comes trouble with a capital C-L-I-V-E. Oh, hey. What's up, bub? What's going on? Hey? Uh-oh, come on. Come on, peeps want to see you. They love their Clive time. Come on. Come in. Up. Good boy. There he is. You gonna help me sew like you did on the weekend project once? Hey, gonna sit there? Told you. You gonna help out? Or hardly help? It's one or the other usually. Hey, watch. I love you too, you big bug. You big buggy wuggy. You need Clive Cam. He'd be sleeping in his basket all the time. In fact, the red and gray one was on the floor for literally maybe 2 minutes. And he starts thinking he's climbing in there. He gets his little paws in there. I'm like, no, for ball. Out. It's not happening. No napping on Mama's quilt stuffs. But you got to think, any cat who, you know, has a quilter as an owner they're pretty posh in whatever they napping on, because I'm sure there's been beds made, you know, and they nap on all sorts of fabric piles and comfiness and yeah, I don't think you're really helping with my seam allowance here, Clive. I think you might be messing it up just a little bit. You're such a goofy cat. Mr. Clive Magoo. Right? Where you going? Hey. You don't climb, Mummy. Nope. My hands are busy. Sorry. All right, you gotta go. Sorry, buddy. Go. I know you don't wanna. But I'm getting your fur up in my face. All right, everybody's had their Clive time. And Clive's had his time. If he wasn't such a tough lover sometimes with those claws. They have wait staff. So very true, Valerie. So very true. All right, here's another chunk put together. All right, and then what else do we got going on here? Is this up there? Yes, it is. So up we go. Let's try and do this big set here together. Oops, there's one in the middle here. One on the end. Okay. I love dogs too. Dogs are my favorite. But we needed a transitional animal from our German Shepherd we had for just over 10 years. And we adopted her when she was 2.5. So she lived a good life, you know. Well, with us she did for her 10 years. She really did. And you know, when we bought the house here, it was just so big and so empty. And well, it's not that it's big and empty, but it just seemed really big and empty without an animal. So Munchkin and I went into the shelter and adopted Clive. He kind of picked us, really. They didn't know whether he was 3 or 4 years old, and he'd been there for about 7 or 8 months or something like that. And he kind of chose us, and that was really the my main thing about cats is they have to kind of choose you, sort of thing. You don't choose them. And he seemed really lovey-dovey to us and very friendly-like and wanted to cuddle and play and that sort of thing and wasn't vicious and, you know, that sort of thing. He was very lovey. So we thought, okay, well, we'll adopt him. So we did. So he kind of chose us. We've had him for going on 9 years now. So, you know, 13 or 14. We're not really quite sure. He's good most times. There's a few customers that don't like cats, so I'll make sure he disappears and so on and so forth. And everything he deals with besides the water dish is all down in his and Munchkin's area, sort of thing. So, all right, there we go. There's a nice big one. It had to do a tiny one, so I wanted to pin at least a couple. Oh, I love German Shepherd. I really do. Why, thank you, Judith. I'm glad I can make your Monday morning. You guys kind of make mine because I pretty much start reading your chat when I, you know, get my tea in the morning and I'm waiting to get ready for crossing guard and stuff, and I'll start my busy day. I'll sit and read your chats and laugh and giggle and try and remember to answer questions and next shows and stuff like that. And take your suggestions and all that fun stuff. So you guys brighten my day just as much as I brighten yours. Oh, and speaking of bright, Leah Day's video that we chat about will be either this Wednesday coming up or the next one, because I was a little confused by her wording. So anyways, watch for it. Good podcast. Or at least I thought so. So check it out. Hi, Lofi. What's up? Hey? Do you gotta go outside? I'm not letting you out because then I gotta watch you. Maybe Pop can communicate with Munchkin to let Lofi out. Yes, hello. Maybe that's possible. Because I think she needs to go. Yeah, do ya? No, she does podcasts. So that's what it is. It's a podcast with Leah Day. So I don't think she does videos. I could see her in the video chat, but she couldn't see me. So she didn't have it set up that way. But she is so sweet and so lovely, and I'm very inspired by her journey and you know, how she looks at things, and you know, just her whole thought process on a lot of subjects. You know, it's very enlightening, and know that you're not quite the only person thinking about that. It's just because we don't have a completely fenced yard, and it's not that I don't trust her. It's just the fact that if she sees one of her buddy dogs, she's going to be up and over the fence and so on and so forth. So, can you move? I got the iron. Yes, I do. I do, Lopey Popies. Right. Hiya, Sophie Loafy. Who's that? Is that Munchkin? Is that Munchkin? Go get him. Go get him. He'll let you out. Go on. There we go. She's all happy butt for the top of the stairs. Happy butt. Dun-na-na-na-na, she's my happy butt. All right, okay, so here we're gonna put these dies together. Okay. And then we only have like 2 more seams and then we're done. Oh, does she? Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah, she does. That's right, she does. She replays them. Thanks, Robin. Robin has some fantastic videos out there, everybody. If you don't know RS Island Crafts, check her out. She's really neat stuff, and she goes into detail of how she explains how to do some of the crafts and things I haven't even ventured on. So thank you, Robin. You're a fantastic teacher. Thank you very much for that. That's how you catch her, is via YouTube? Yeah? Okay. Well, that's how usually that's what she comes up. She comes up with a little notice for me because I'm a subscriber, obviously. Subscriber for years now. Yes, exactly. Big hugs to Robin. It's hard getting yourself out there in front of the camera and doing some of the things you love and talking about the things you love. So good job. Good job. Big hugs to you, darling. Yeah, it's nice that we help encourage each other too, you know. We're all out for the same love. We just love fabric. We like to make things with it and do things with it. So, you know, why not share, you know? We all deserve the encouragement. We all deserve the, you know, the pat on the back, the extra ears to listen to, the extra eyes to correct things that have gone wrong. Like I said, I didn't realize it was the one I'd already put up and not the one that was in my hand. I would have been standing there for hours and probably seam dripped. And then went, oh, I just had to turn that one upside down, you know? Like, it's things like that. Sometimes you're so focused on that bigger picture, you're not seeing that tiny little thing, right? Oh, yeah, unfortunately, Diana, sorry, you would have to be on Facebook. That's the only way we know of now. I don't know if there's some sort of other way of communicating, a place where we can kind of hang out and share our ideas. I'd love to hear about it. Unfortunately, Facebook seems to be so popular and everybody has it. You know, it's one of the reasons, one of the reasons I joined was to watch my eldest sister's videos that she had on her vacation, and the only way I could see it was via Facebook, and to help promote the business for locally, right? So via the quilt shop, the quilting, the fabric, the alterations, the quilt creation, bag creation, all that sort of stuff. Get myself out there in my own community so people knew what I was doing. And no, it wasn't just a crossing guard. I wasn't just crossing their kids safely. There's other things I was doing too. Bye, Diane 57. Have a great day. All right. Okay. Press this. And we're getting there. Only a couple more seams and then we're done. or D-O-N-E, done. Dun, dun, dun. And then off to blue. Blue Scrappy. I've got a really good idea, but like I said, I think I need to add white. Just a wee bit of white, make it all pop. Okay, so now, where am I going? I was gonna say, please don't tell me I did that wrong. Okay, so we go this one here, take this big chunk, so on that little chunk to that chunk, and then we're done. It didn't take very long. And I have to say, you know, sometimes I think about how many hours I've spent on these weekend or these live stream projects off camera. Like the bear paw was a few hours because I had to cut everything. And of course the half square triangles and squaring them up and blah, blah, blah. You know, that's all the tedious part. A little bit more time, I would say so, for the red and the gray because it was smaller and it was PC project. And I'd spend a couple hours at least, you know, 5 to 6 hours the week, and you know, and same about the other one. This one I only did a little bit. I really, like I said, I had to put it away, or I was gonna get it done before today. You're kind of always, you're just doing the hard part first. You got to sew all those strips together, and then cut all those strips, and then fold them out. Oh, what's a finished binding? Yay! Awesome, Patsy! Awesome. I have so many quilts to bind. You have an unbelievable. I forgot what I was talking about. Sorry. Easily distracted. Oh, about time spent on quilts. Duh. Yeah, not so much on this one. Like they say, most of the time consuming was getting all the strips together, cutting them strips, well, making the tube. And making sure the tube was straight, and then cutting this, or separating the seam that needed to be separated, and laying it down the way it needed to be laid down, and the whole peaks and valleys, whichever way you were liking more than the other, right? And how you're laying out your pattern. So one more seam after this. See, that's what I was thinking too, Robin. I totally agree with you. Because I was looking at it, and a lot of my blues have like a wee bit of white in it, or white would go really nice with it. So that was kind of my summery, boat themey kind of colors with the blue and the white, you know, and that's why I think I'll go with that for sure. Some people have a hard time with binding. I don't find it too bad, especially if you do the machine sew and stitch, sew and flip it over to the other side. Okay, almost. We're almost there. Thanks for letting Sophie out, Munchkin. Wave to the people. No. You hear that? Munchkin's being rebellious. Surprise! That's what I gotta deal with. Yep, that's what I gotta deal with. Yeah, he already had his time. He's holding Mr. Clive up for me at the top of the stairs. He was already assisting in the sewing and feeding of fabrics. All right, a couple more seams. I actually think it's 2 more seams. Sorry, it's the small one to the bigger pack, and then that pack to this pack. So my mistake, 2 seams. Well, it's not a matter, well, it's just tedious. You know, it's so much fun getting all that quilt top put together, and then to have to line, like, why can't we just serge everything? We had a lady who did a quilt show, and I couldn't believe 90% of her quilts were all serged. They serged all the way around. There was no binding. She goes, why should I bother? I'm just showing them. I'm like, oh, okay. I felt gypped a little bit. You know what I mean? Like they weren't complete. Like I would like to have seen what color bindings are chosen for these quilts, because you know what, it's the final frame out, you know, it's the final touch that you have to finish that quilt, whether it's mostly black and you give it a pop of color with pink or red or something like that, or green, or it's mostly black and white and you use white. Not that a lot of people use white, doesn't seem like the wisest choice, but I mean, I guess it's just like, you know, something that's just more decorative than used every day, then I could see that. All right, so get that seam, here we go. All right, okay, now let's put this back up here. One of these ways it goes, somehow, some way, somehow. That's not there. Haha, there we go. Okay, so let's put this and this up here for now and take the other one down here, and this one's got lots in it because I was holding it off to the side here. So, oops. Ow. In the finger. Not in the finger. Thank you very much. All right. There we go. I think there was one more in the side here. Hold on. All right, so there's that chunk I already have. That was already put together from what we were cutting and sewing together last week. Okay, so I'm going to add this little one onto here. Make sure it is in the correct sequence, and yes it is. And then we'll add that other piece, and then we'll see how many rows we have, or strips, or bibbidi bobs. Oh, see, that's so fast. I love hand stitching. I really do. I wish it didn't take so long to get hand stitching done. I really don't. Oh, the sun's starting to set. It's popping through the branches of the trees out there. The vehicle's driving past her, going through the rays to me. There's so many quilts out there. There really is. So many patterns to try. So many color combinations. Like if you just think of everything you can do, possibly, like, and you would still be shy of getting all the combinations that you could figure out with half square triangles, right? Like there's so many patterns out there for half square triangles alone. All right, come on. It's not lining up as much as I had liked here, so come here. Ah, that's why one seam had split. Okay. Do. I don't like the scrappy greens. It's not a lot of scrappy greens. It was only just a couple colors when you think about it. It was like 2 and 4 and 8 and 9 or something like that, or whatever. It wasn't overly scrappy, but I did use a lot of greens that I had in my collection that I, you know, probably would not have, you know, normally have taken out for, say, Bargello quilt, right? Like the beans and some of the flowers. And it has to be a minimal print too. Like it can't be anything too busy or too vague, because you have to cut those pieces anywhere from 3 inches, which is only going to be visible 2.5 inches, or to the 3/4 of an inch, which is only visible 1/4 of an inch. So you can't have anything too small, or it's just going to get lost, right? Or anything too big, or you won't be able to see all the mix. All right, give that a press, we'll give that a press. And that's really what it is. I have to agree with you there, Mary. It is a patience to quilt by hand, you know. And sometimes I just read, you know, if you can have that big loom or a big, you know, stitch, yeah, loom, whatever, out all the time, then, you know, you can just sit at it and stitch when you can and come back and stitch when you can. But not a lot of people have that kind of space. I mean, that's like having a Walt in your house, you know. There's a lot of people who don't have the space to have, you know, 16 feet all the way around it, or 16 feet from edge to edge, and then another 7 feet, you know, big, huge rectangle space, right? And that's what he takes up. He takes the living room and dining room up. All right, so now we have this big chunk, needs to be sewn to this big chunk, and then we are done. Oh my gosh, it's really big. Oh, it's really big, really, really big. Okay. And that's what I said, I didn't want to waste any fabric, so I just cut. I cut and made my own little, I knew what needed to be done. I know what sizes need to be cut. I'd already done a few already, so I just kind of kept going. So obviously the last piece, because it's way too tiny, so we didn't add that one. And I agree with that too. I love Scrappies. Scrappies are my ultimate favorite. They really are. It has just such a huge collection of memories, you know, and that's why I thought, you know what, I'm going to do this basket. You know, I started it off with the red and the gray, continued it on with the pink and the brown, and I'll put some more of the green on. I'll do like 4 or 5 rows and finish that one off, and that'll be one bag that'll hold stuff here in the quilt shop, whatever. Storage in my own shelf instead of buckets, you know. I can have some decorative, really awesome bags, right? Well, tote bags, and even take them out to quilt shows and stuff like that. I'm going to put handles in them as I'm working around. It's just easy enough. Just leave a gap and then start attaching around, and then you got yourself a handle, right? That's what I thought. If I did 2 rows of green, or green combination of this and around, and then make the handle, and then do like another two or three to give it a, you know, a good handle strength. I don't want too wide in the hand. I want it just wide enough. Picking a pattern and colors, that's just kind of, you just got to be brave and just go for it. You know, like when I was thinking of the Scrappies, I thought, okay, well, I have like 2 buckets of red and 2 buckets of this and 2 buckets of that. I'm like, okay, if I don't use these in some sort of a scrappy quilt collection right now, I'm never going to use it. It's just going to sit there and wait for the right project to make the right thing. And life is short. I got more fabric to buy. So, and if if I don't use it, I can't buy more. So, and that's a really good motivator. Me, anyways. I guess you just kind of toss a few things together and just go for it. That's the only, or you know, if you're really nervous about that sort of color, get a grid sheet and some colored pencils or some markers that are very similar to fabric colors that you have maybe in your collection, if you maybe, you know, have a bit of this and a bit of that, and then start sketching out some sort of pattern, or put those a block of this and a block of that and a block of this next to each other and see whether you like it or not, whether it's complementary, is it contrasting, is it enough contrast, is it too complementary. You know, those are all the things that you have to take into consideration when you're looking at a quilt. You know, inspiration from magazines, you know, free patterns online. That's why I say northcott.net has like a whole huge section of free patterns, bags and totes and table runners and costumes and tents and stuff you can make for the kids in the yard. And, you know, there's lots of free patterns out there. So you can always help them, get them to help dictate what colors you're using. Oh, bye, Anita. Frying fish for dinner, yummy! Bream from the pond. What's bream? Have we ever had bream, honey? Okay, oh my gosh. All right, Let's move this up here. And we're gonna press this baby out. Oh my goodness. This is so lovely. Very nice. And there may be a mistake or two in here, but I don't care. It's not really a mistake. I left it there. I saw it. I choose not to do anything about it. That'd be my choice. All right. Love it. Love, love, love these greens. Beautiful. We can do some pretty stuff when we're hanging out together. Yes, we can. All right. All right, well, here's hoping. Oh, I think I had one seam in the middle here still to do here. And then I'll pin it back up. And you can see all the hard work for the past 3 weekends. And a little bit during the week. Okay, now let's move this a bit out of the way so I can get it all pinned up. I got lots of pins in here. Let me take some of these out because you certainly need a lot for this project. It is everywhere. We'll get them all pinned up. And doo-doo. Yeah, because you had to pin it, pretty much pin each row and then make sure each row was lining up correctly. So there's always a couple other extra pins in there to make sure you weren't losing your stuff. Okay. All right, let me some of them are out of the way. Okay, there. There. Okay, well, I'll have to hold it out here. Sorry about that. I bumped it and it shut itself off. Okay, well, let me move this bit out of the way. And you can see. How's that look? Oh, that looks pretty cool. I like the little wave on it. Very nice. Good job. And that's what I say, you get to design. You get to design that funkiness all you like. Very nice. Okay, let's count some rows here. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 30, 31, 32. So if I followed the pattern, it was only going to be this big. It's only going to be that big. So I wanted it bigger. So that's 32. 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 45, 46. So 46. And just think, if you had another set of tubes, you could do like a whole other section beyond. You know, so I think you're doing about this, another like 20, 25 inches. That's how you think of it. If you want to do a nice king size, you know, that's all you have to do. That looks really nice. I'm really quite pleased with that. Very, very nice. Awesome. All right, take care, everybody. Have a fantastic week, and we will see you on Long Arm Wednesday. I'm very happy you have joined us here today. And like I said, if you want the free pattern, Serenity Bargello, northcott.net, Patty Carey, free pattern. We buy fabric from Northcott. We don't get anything free from them. We're not, you know, whatever. I like their fabric. It's great fabric, and they have great patterns. So have a fantastic day, and we will see you later. Bye, everybody. Take care. Big hugs. See you soon.